cars are broken, all of them. Why PD, why? Snap out of it, we can get them fixed. So it looks like update 1.49 for Gran Turismo 7 brought some significant physics changes and also changed a lot of the PP ratings for many of the cars we use to make money in Gran Turismo 7, which kind of sucks, but it's not a problem. I've got you covered. In this video, guys, I'm going to go through all of my big builds and retune them all so they get back under the PP limit. I'm going to explain the process to you, and you can apply these to your own cars. If you also have cars that aren't covered in this video, you can apply the same principles and get them working again. The first car we're going to cover is the Mazda 787B. So the regular 800 pp tune came in now at 838 pp. So head over to settings, and I'm going to do the following things to bring it back under the PP limit. Now it will be a little bit performance limited, but it's still going to absolutely dominate Sardinia World Touring Car 800. So first of all, I recommend putting the racing hard tyres front and rear, recalculate the PP. That brings down to 816. Other things we can do to bring the PP back is probably add some ballast. I'm going to add some ballast, retest 811. Now the best thing to do with ballast, a bit of a glitch going on with the ballast right now, guys, is position the ballast all the way to the front. I actually think this does benefit the way the car drives in the new physics update, but it also lowers the PP. So just by moving that 37 kilograms of ballast forward, we've knocked off 10 PP. So we're going to add another couple of kilograms to the PP just to bring us back under that 800 pp limit. Oh, I'm doing the wrong things. Back to the top 50, 56, 893. We can keep going. Now we're under 800 pp. So this car would work really well for Sardinia. You could also lower the front downforce. This is something which is a bit of a PP glitch that still exists in Gran Turismo 7, where we have an understeery car, but it allows you to keep power in the car, especially good for Sardinia World Touring Car 800. So basically what we did for this tune, guys, quite simply switched to racing hard tyres and then added some ballast and had it all the way forwards, and that brings us under 800 pp. Next up, we've got the Audi Group 2 2019 DTM car. The bad news for this car is that it's also 838 pp, so it's way over, but already we were on the racing hard tyres, so this is a lot more difficult to bring into the 800 pp window, and actually this car is significantly slower in this update, so it's bad news for this Audi. But if you do want to bring it back, my recommendation is just to add ballast. So let's add a chunk of ballast to this one. We need to move it all the way to the front, 824, so keep adding more and more ballast. 808 is the pp, 801 is the pp. What else can we do to reduce the PP? We can add maximum rear downforce, so we've got that offset between front and rear downforce. A bit of a PP glitch to continue to keep you with good power in this Sardinia World Touring Car 800 is to have maximum rear downforce, minimum front downforce, and we can actually reduce the ballast back again now until we get around that 800 pp mark. So these are the settings that I use. 8.1, that's slightly annoying, guys. So there we are, we're under 800 pp. So this is what I would recommend if you want to continue to do this car, but there are faster cars for Sardinia. So here is the tuning sheet. This is page 2 and this is page 1. Fully customizable transmission, 320 kilometers is what it's set to, and never just manual gears. EP Aston Martin 100 VGT. This is a car we used for the Tokyo Expressway World Touring Car 600 grind. If you want a Tokyo Expressway t-shirt, guys, check below this video. Links to my products are there. But for the tune, what we're going to do for this one is probably just to add some ballast, to be honest, guys. We're already on the sports hard tyres, which are the best tyres to use for the World Touring Car 600. And I probably would keep the power the same and just add ballast to bring it towards that 600 pp limit that we used before. So again, I recommend ballast forwards. Just adding more seems to have increased the PP. That's a bit strange. Let's keep going. You'll notice when you're doing this, guys, the PP calculations are a little bit buggy when it comes to adding ballast. Sometimes you add weight and it makes the PP go higher, which is a little bit confusing. I would say we go minus 25. That brought the PP down quite a lot. Play with these numbers, and you'll find there's an optimum position for this weight distribution. Oh, there we go. That's brought it back. So yeah, around the 28, minus 28 for the ballast positioning is what you need to do, and we are under it. So can we just lower that a little bit more? So just over there. So what I recommend is 55 ballast at minus 28 positioning. So what I'm looking for when I'm doing this is to keep pressing the triangle button on the controller to retest the settings, and I'm looking to get this as close to 600 pp as possible. And as you can see from here, ballast positioning doesn't really follow any particular rhythm. Normally towards the front lowers the PP, but as you can see from here, if we go one more towards the front, retest, we go higher, and then we go two back, and that is pretty high. It's all over the place, guys. It doesn't really follow, it seems to dip. So there is a point where you can find the optimum PP, and then we can add a little bit less ballast back there. Just play with these numbers, guys. But on screen is what I would recommend. I know this car will work pretty good at Tokyo Expressway. So here are the values on screen. Feel free to copy these ones. Toyota GT1 Group 2 car. This is an interesting one, guys, because the PP for this car seems to have come down. So we've got some headroom now to add some performance back into the car. So we were on the racing medium tyres. Let's continue with those ones. We had a chunk of ballast in the car, so let's just remove some ballast to get that up to the 800 pp, and we can remove quite a lot now. So we're going to have this could be a very good car for Sardinia, guys, and we're going to make it much lighter. Keep removing ballast until we get closer to 800 pp, and we probably are there now. And not quite. One more, two more, and let's just play with the ballast positioning to see if we can improve that a little bit. So I think that's close, guys. With very little changed on that tune, I think we are good. Racing medium tyres should still work very well. So I've got a lot of these original builds and strategies in different videos on my channel, guys. Feel free to go and check out those to look at the strategies for the race. All we're doing here now is we're correcting the tunes to get them back into the PP limits after update 1.49. So this is page 2 if you need to copy the settings specifically, and this is page 1. This is a great car to drive, especially really good in PSVR 2. Now we've got the Toyota GR010 Hybrid. This is one of my favourite cars to drive. I think it's a beautiful looking car as well, and this one is also pretty viable still. It looks like it's not really changed PP a great deal, but what I'm probably going to do on this one is again just to reduce the balance, just to bring it closer to that 800 PP limit. And I think we're already there. So just by changing the ballast by, I think, 8 kilograms to 192 got us there on this build. That'll be a great car to do. Really good fuel efficiency. Here's page 2 if you want to change those settings to copy this, and here is page 1. Now we've got the VBLGARI Aluminium VGT. This car is a very useful car to use. This works fantastic on 600 pp and works fantastic on 700 pp for Le Mans World Touring Car 700. I'm going to tune both of them now. So the original tune I've got now, let's go for this 700 pp one. So here we have, because this car was so very good on tyres, we had the racing soft tyres on it. And I think because it's so close on the PP, I'd say we can just add some ballast to it. Let's keep going. Keep going. I'm going to move it more towards the front, a little bit more, and that is under the PP limit now. Move it back just to get it closer to that exactly 700. Always very satisfying when you can hit an exact 700 pp tune. So this is what I would go with for Le Mans World Touring Car 700. Here are the settings for page 2, and here's page 1. Now let's head over to the 600 pp build and see what's happened with this one. So we're on 606 for this 600 pp build. I would stay with the sports hard tyres. That works really well. What I will probably do for this one to bring it back down is move it more towards the front on the weight bias. Keep going, it's just coming down nicely. Well, that jumped up a little bit then. That jumped down a huge amount. So yeah, between 42 and 41 it's a significant jump. Oh whoops, I've gone Okay, back in the sheet now. I missed that. So at 40 it's 601. At 41 601. 42 it drops down to 597, which is a huge jump, guys. So we can probably just lower the actual this is, yeah, it's strange, guys. As you lower the ballast, it makes, just play with the numbers. It's all about the numbers game when it comes to ballast and positioning, specifically when you're tuning to a PP limit. Now I understand that if you want to tune for performance, some of these numbers may not work out exactly, but we are tuning to a PP to lap time ratio, and this is what works. So here, guys, here's settings page number 2. Here is page number 1. This is your 600 pp tune for Tokyo Expressway World Touring Car 600, and this car works perfect if you're using automatic gears. It's very, very fuel efficient car. Now we've got the Porsche 911 Turbo engine swap car from 1981. This is a fantastic 700 pp build, and I think maybe I've already changed this one. Let's find out. Yeah, so somehow I have changed this one. I can't remember what I changed about it, but what I'm going to say is just here are the settings on screen. Here is page 2, copy this, and then here is page 1. Now it should be noted that in update 1.49, this car is a little bit more pointed, a little more difficult to drive on the brakes, and that's just because the physics and weight transfer updates. You want to get your braking done really in a straight line and be very cautious when you're transitioning from brakes into turning, because the car can be a little bit lively. But this is a very fun car to drive. The Zonda R from 2009. This is a fantastic car to drive. I really enjoyed driving it. I'm happy to report that PP's only changed by a little bit, so let's go and fix that. So what I'd probably do for this one is, because it's so close on PP, I'm probably just going to add some ballast. Because keeping the soft tyres is a good thing. I'm going to add ballast towards the front because it is a mid-engine car, so let's add a few more kilograms of ballast until we get under 800 pp, and there we go. That'll do. 16 kilograms of ballast minus 50 all the way to the front. 49 still doesn't make any difference. 801, that's slightly annoying. So 48 I think is good. That's going to get you close to 800 pp. The car's going to perform excellently. I probably also would change tow angle to 0. I much prefer almost every car in Gran Turismo 7 with tow angle 0. I just feel the force feedback through the car is a lot better. So here is my settings for the Zonda R. Page 2, page 1, and this will be good to go. It won't be the fastest car around Sardinia, but it's incredibly fun to drive and it sounds incredible. Mercedes CLM-LM 1998. This is another car that has had a reduction in PP, so this car could quite well be one of the big money makers. And for this one to adjust it, I think we can probably just it's actually difficult to find something to increase its performance. Perhaps we could go with a tyre change that goes over the PP limit. So for this one, it's hard to see what I can improve really. Turbocharger not available, so this one will just work straight away. If you've ever used this car in the World Touring Car 800 grind, then this car will probably be much stronger compared to its competitors than it was before. But here are my settings on screen. Feel free to copy these ones. Another GT Omega race team car for me. This is the 4C Group 3 road car version with an engine swap. And guys, if you do want anything from GT Omega, then feel free to check out the comments and the pinned comment below for an exclusive discount code for anything from GT Omega. 5% off. CD5 is the discount code. Feel free to go and get yourself a fantastic wheel stand, RS6 seat. I use the classic wheel stand, rear seat frame, and RS6 seat, and I absolutely love it, guys. So yeah, go and check out GT Omega if you want to upgrade anything in your sim rig. Now with this car, there's not a huge amount we can do to really improve the performance of this. We're not running any ballast. We actually need to improve the PP performance. We can't add any more power. It looks like we're pretty stuck. We could go to a medium tyre perhaps, but then we may suffer with tyre wear at Le Mans. So I'd probably recommend just leaving the car exactly how it is. This car should still work incredibly well. This car absolutely dominated Le Mans World Touring Car 700, so we should have no problems with this car at all. I would just use this car exactly how you've used it before and you'll be good to go. The Nissan R92CP, probably one of the fastest cars for Sardinia World Touring Car 800, has probably received a bit of a huge nerf, as all of the Group C cars in Group 1 in Gran Turismo 7 have as well. So let's check out the settings. So for this one, almost the exact same process as with the 787B. We're going to switch to the racing hard tyres, retest, get us down to 16. I'm going to add some ballast, and I'm going to add it all the way to the front. In fact, that will get us more towards the 50-50 weight distribution mark, and keep nudging it up and up and up until we get lower on the PP. We have got quite a long way to add ballast to this one. 804, 806, bit bizarre. I guess it's just a calculation of rotation for the car. Getting quite a lot of ballast on the car. So now we are under 800 pp. We keep going, keep moving. 804.4. Annoyingly, removing that is. So that's a sweet spot, I guess. Minus 49 for the position, 151 for the ballast add, and racing hard tyres is what we would use. Again, it's going to be a reduction in performance for this car, unfortunately, but you'll still be able to use it and actually dominate the race, I'm pretty sure. So here is the tuning sheet number 2, and then over the sheet number 1. Feel free to copy these settings and go out and dominate. 86 Group B Rally Car. This is again another fantastic favourite car for myself. This car works incredible at Tokyo Expressway 600, and it also works at 700 pp Le Mans race. So first of all, we're going to go over, I've got a grip build and a wall ride build that I covered in a previous video. They may be linked in the description below, but feel free to search through my channel for that. So actually the wall ride build is still under 600 pp, so that can be used exactly without any change. The grip build is just slightly over the pp limit, so we're going to add ballast until we get the car to that 600 pp limit, and they are good to go. 699. I'm going to get 0.2, slightly over. That's slightly annoying. We are on, in fact, probably we can do minimum front downforce. That's going to give us strange, reducing downforce usually lowers the people. I've got a massive again, play with the numbers, guys, because you see just the smallest of differences go from 110 front downforce at 693 pp, 109 is 601 pp, 111 adding downforce, so there's a sweet spot there for downforce. 111 is good. Now we can take the weight back out the car again to get us to that 600 pp, and there's some kind of glitch there, guys, because there's almost a crossover point where out of nowhere 7 pp gets added. Now what can we do to fudge that number a bit there? We can just continue to play with these numbers just until we get the sweet spot there. So 693, reduce that. Yeah, there's definitely a glitch spot there, guys. Can we just now add some more power to bring us back into that? Adding power reduces the pp. Very strange. Even more power, even less pp. So 96 there. So these are the numbers, guys. Again, tuning for pp is not the same as tuning for actual performance. We're just looking to play the numbers to get the pp as low as possible and keep the car's performance in brake horsepower, weight distribution as high as it can be. So here's what I would recommend. So here's tuning sheet 2. We don't change anything on there. Here is sheet 1. All the numbers in blue is what we've just changed. That's for the 600 pp grip build. Now for my 700 pp build, and that is under the limit still, so we can probably, we don't need to do a great deal. Yeah, that build will just continue to work perfectly fine as it is. That is under the 700 pp limit for Le Mans World Touring Car 700. that'll work well and it will still dominate. The Suzuki Escudo, this car is incredible for dominating many of the big money races in Gran Turismo 7 in fact, but my 800 pp build looks like it's got some headroom. So this 800 pp build from before is only at 795, so let's see what we can do to improve that. We can probably add back on some front downforce to get the car to steer a bit better, and just until we get to that 800 pp limit again, adding that front downforce just over there, one lower, 799.96. I think that's as good as we're going to get. So adding front downforce to be 392 is what I would choose for this one. Again, World Touring Car 800, this car will dominate. You'll probably have to pit twice, but here is tuning sheet 2 and here is what we did for tuning sheet 1. Just copy these numbers guys and you'll be good to go. The last one I'm going to cover in this video is the NSX GT500 2008. It's a Group 2 car. I really enjoyed driving this car, and it looks like we're at 820 pp, which is a little bit annoying because the problem is we're almost at full ballast anyway. Ballast positioning, can we bring it back with ballast positioning? We can go a little bit. Let's keep going until we stop losing the benefit, and we can keep going. Might need to reduce some power, maximum rear downforce. We're going to minimize front downforce just to get us lower on that PP again. We will start to suffer a little bit with understeer, but the car will still work really well. The understeer is only going to be at high speed, which isn't really a problem for Sardinia World Touring Car 800. So I'm going to go for minimum front downforce, and I think we're probably going to have to just reduce some power a little bit as well, which is unfortunate. 92, so we can get it back under the 800 pp limit. Now what I would recommend guys, if you are removing downforce from the front of your car, you can soften up the front of the car with regard to suspension and damping and natural frequency, anti-roll bar. Wouldn't change the camber. Again, I'm going to go to 0 on the toe-in because that's how I like it, and that should help to bring some steering back into the car, especially at lower speeds. Yeah, we've tuned the car back under 800 pp and that'll be good to go. It'd be a little bit compromised for performance. I think the standout for me is probably going to be the Toyota GT1. So that's going to cover a lot of tunes to get you up to speed with update 1.49. A lot's changed. Hopefully that's going to help you to get yourself started, remove a bit of frustration from what happened during the update. I'm pretty sure we're going to see update 1.50 in the very short future because of the suspension glitches, but all of the processes I've done here will probably still translate and just continue that process if your PP numbers change again. If you found this information useful, and other information you will find very useful is all of my race strategy guides and tunes at the top of your screen right now. But if you want to make money in Gran Turismo 7 a completely different way, then check out the video at the bottom because that'll tell you how to make money in every single way.